Salutations to thee, my Lord, Satguru, to that divine grace embodied, to that omnipresence beyond compare, to that Shiva self Satguru. I offer these salutations to that Satguru, who is the core of myself, the embodiment of undisturbed peace, without attributes, eternal purity. Oh Mujiji, you save our lives. The Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. Sadhguruji, you save our lives. The Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. Salutations to thee, my Lord, Satguru, to that divine grace embodied, to the Supreme Lord Shiva, the pure awareness in the sky of consciousness in the heart. Mujiji, you save our lives. With the Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. Sadhguruji, you save our lives. With the Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. I offer these salutations to that Satguru, who is the core of myself, the embodiment of undisturbed peace, without attributes, eternal purity. Om Jiji, you save our lives. With the Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. Sadhguruji, you save our lives. With the Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. With the Christ's heart, Krishna's love, Shiva's wisdom. Salutations to thee, my Lord, Satguru, to that divine grace embodied. Radhe Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe Shambho. Jai Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama. Radhe 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 Shambho. Jai Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama. Jai Govinda, Godpala, Hari Krishna, Govinda, Gopala, Hari Krishna, Radhe 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 Sham, Jai Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Rama Ram, Radhe 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 Sham, Jai Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Rama Ram, Jai Govinda, Gopala, Hari Krishna, Govinda, Gopala, Hari Krishna, Radhe 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 Sham, Jai Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Rama Ram, Radhe 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 Sham, Jai Govinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Rama Ram, Radhe 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 Sham. Most beloved Guruji, Om Namo Namo Shivaya. All is turning into you. Om Namo Namo Shivaya. I give everything to you. You let me bathe in endless grace. Question, sorrow, and desire, all dispelled by your embrace. Most beloved Guruji, Om Namo Namo Shivaya. All is turning into grace. Om Namo Namo Shivaya. All is turning into you. You let me bathe in endless boundless grace. Question, sorrow, and desire, all dispelled by your embrace. Most beloved Mujiji, Om Namo Namo Shivaya. All is turning into you. You let me bathe in endless grace. Question, sorrow, and desire, all dispelled by your embrace. All dispelled by your embrace. Leave each day behind like flowing water. Free of sadness, yesterday is gone, its tale is torn. Today new seeds are growing. The time has come to turn your heart into a temple of fire. Your presence is gold, hidden in dark, to reveal its splendor. Burn in the fire of love. Leave each day behind like flowing water, free of sadness. Yesterday is gone, its tale is torn. Today new seeds are growing. The time has come to turn your heart into a temple of fire. Your presence is gold, hidden in dark, to reveal its splendor. Burn in the fire of love. The time has come to turn your heart into a temple of fire. Your presence is cold, hidden in dark, to reveal its splendor. Burn in the fire of love. Burn in this fire of love. Burn in the fire of love. Burn in this fire of love.
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Sometimes we might get this sense that I know what to do now. I know how I can get there. Especially having been in Satsang, it can seem like I have a path. And if I don't believe my next thought, then one day eventually I will get to the truth. But that is also missing it. As very often I've said that it is where you start from. Before you even start, you are that. That's why before we even say don't believe your next thought, I also say mostly that find out what is already here. Is there any bondage in the right now? And you find that I'm completely aware of my presence in the right now. And I cannot pretend to be suffering or pretend to be troubled now unless I listen to some idea which is coming from the mind. And that is the reason why I say don't believe your next thought is the master key. Not because it will get you to freedom, but because you see that I cannot leave this except when I pretend. Sometimes the mind really has got you with some silliness actually. It'll say, unless you can tell me what happens after death, I cannot believe I'm free. Why? I am pointing to the freedom which is available right now. We are projecting some idea about the future and death, unless you can tell me something. But a child, before they start believing thoughts, before 2 years, 2.5 years old, a child is completely free and he knows nothing about any of this. So don't fall for the simple mind tricks. Nothing needs to be known mentally for you to know what you are right now. Nothing needs to be known also in the phenomenal realm for us to discover that which is the witness of all phenomena, that from which all phenomena comes. Even to say that there is phenomena, there must be this already acceptance of the non-phenomenal. See, if it is all there is, then we will not invent a term for it. See, so the sense of phenomena comes from this intuitive sense that there must be something non-phenomenal as well. So satsang is an introduction to your non-phenomenal self. Vikas says, if I am consciousness and all this is my creation, no, this one is not consciousness. This one is just consciousness pretending to be a person, pretending to be consciousness. And this one, thankfully, can never be the creator. Because very quickly we can understand this conceptually and say, hey, yes, I am consciousness. Without this story, who are you? Without this idea that I am something at all. Even that's why very often I say in satsang that if you start with the concept I am a person and then go to the concept I am God, it's not going to help you. So if I am, the I amness itself is consciousness. And the I amness is not asking this question. It is an appearance within consciousness, which we call the mind, which is saying that if I am consciousness, this one is not, you see. It's just another thought. Because when you speak as consciousness, then it doesn't want anything. It doesn't want to create anything. You see? So, although we might use the words creator, it is the doer, the experiencer, it is not as if it is actively mixing the ingredients and creating some of this. It is just like the light in the projector and the screen. And how is the light creating the characters? They are just happening. So it does not conform to a mental view of how creation should happen. You see, that we do step 1, step 2, step 3, and then voila, it's not like that. So this one, which is saying, if I am consciousness, why can't I create? Just listen to your intuitive voice and find out if it has this question. Is your presence wanting to know the answer to this? It is the very presence which is the source of all of this appearance. It is not work that it is doing to create this manifest universe. The presence itself, the light of the presence, is enough for this manifest world to appear. So it is not creation in the sense that we might understand it in our worldly sense, because then what you would have to ask is that if I am consciousness, then how do I create time and space? But our idea of creation already is within this time and space. How do I create something? But the light of consciousness is creating all of this. Not in the way that we understand creation, but just by its own presence. All of this comes to life. By your own presence, all of this comes to life. So how to explain within time and space how time and space are created? You see, how to explain in steps. Prior to time, how do I tell you step 1, step 2, step 3? It's not like that. Okay, if I'm not self-realized yet, is there some self-realized being who could do it? Just what you have to do is just go back to when the satsang is over, maybe go back and listen to what I've said. Because I've said that this presence, your own presence, is prior to time and space. And our idea is within time and space. So before we can even get to the sense of how to create something within this realm of time and space, know that this presence itself is the creator of time and space, but is not creating in the way that we are thinking about it. So the way to say it also could be that in the light of the presence, this appearance just appears, just happens. It cannot be mentally organized. This creation is not like that. So if it helps you in some way, maybe don't use the word creation at all. Just say when presence is here, the sense I am comes, then the appearance just appears. So if this is causing so much trouble to you, which I think it has been for quite some time, then you just drop the idea of creation. It is not serving you. It is just like what I was saying earlier, that the mind can come up and say, okay, first tell me what happens after death. Really? Then I will accept my freedom. Find out what you are here now, and find out whether for the presence that is here, whether the presence is wondering about creation itself, or whether it is just another appearance for the mind, which is constantly pushing this question to you. So creation is not happening in the sense that we are believing it to happen. It is just an appearance which is appearing. It is the fact that the body was created and is being kept alive. Who is doing it? It's not a doing. Although we can say that consciousness is the one doer, it's not a doing in the way that we are looking at it. That's why I said forget the concept of creation and doership and just look at it as an appearance which is appearing in the light of your own presence. When presence is there, then appearance is. Presence is not there, then no appearance is. It's not an active doing in the sense of, okay, we are going to follow these steps and we are going to create something. The body was created and is being kept alive. Who is doing it? The same one that is in the light of which all these forces are appearing. Time, space, attention, belief, gravity, electricity, sound. So how is consciousness creating time and space, sound, electricity, light? Who can answer this? Within the objects, within time and space cannot truly talk about how time and space were created. But for the appearance to appear, the object needs to be there first. No, this is not our experience. Is this our experience? It is that the appearance in its entirety is perceived, and the appearance consists of all of these objects. You can call them physical objects, atoms and molecules in the world, or you can call them internal objects of thought forms and memories and imagination. See? So the I am is present, and in the light of I am, all of this appearance comes.
Can I talk now?
Time and space cannot truly talk about how time and space would be. Is it my YouTube? Yeah, it's.
Hello, Vaya.
Hello, my dear.
How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm good. Early morning satsang, so my voice is a bit sleepy still.
Even when I go to the entire world is still here.
Even when you go to sleep, I didn't
Yeah.
get to. Even when you go to sleep, the world is there.
Yeah.
Where is it? When you go to sleep?
Anybody can tell me?
Huh? No, no, no. Don't rely on anybody. You say when I go to sleep, the world is there. I know this. How do you know this?
From my memory, well, it's the same thing that stays there the next day too.
Even that we cannot be sure of, but presume that it's the same thing. Then how do you know it's still there when you go to sleep? Is that your direct experience?
I see it every day.
So when you enter a dream, does it seem like you've entered a new realm which you've never seen? Or even the people in dreams can be familiar to you?
But this dream is constant. That dream keeps on changing.
That you're saying now, when you're over there and you had some memory of this, then you would say, I had this very strange dream where I was sitting in front of a computer talking to someone as if, we were in satsang or something. You're relying on memory, which is also very unreliable, isn't it? In any situation, I'll give you an example. Guruji once said that I'll give you some spiritual push-ups to do to everyone in satsang. So suppose I were to tell you to do 26 Om Namah Shivaya push-ups, so something like that. So I remembered the number 26, and he said 26. Then Ram and Jyotika and Bhakti were also there. He said 23. Someone said, oh, he said 19 or something. So everyone has a different idea of what really happened in that satsang. So memory is the most unreliable tool. And we've seen that's why dream is such a beautiful thing to check with. We enter the dream, like I keep saying, I had this dream once where it was just starting and I could see these people. And suddenly this waking state came. And I said, no, 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 that was my family. I know those. And till this identity was fully retained over here, that was seeming more familiar than this. You see? And even otherwise, you must at least be able to admit now that a dream seems real when you're within it. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Would you say that this world is actually real, that is unreal? So where is that world and who's creating it? How are the objects in a dream created? And what gives it the power that they seem so real? How is it that the ability to experience all pain and pleasure is present even in the dream? So if it is not real, why does it feel real? How come there's a body there also which seems like it is me, which can run about from place to place and it is seeming to decide what to do and what not to do? And then it just dissolves, it disappears. Within what? And suppose that every night you were to have the same continuing dream, then would you say that that is real because it is constant? Even though you wake up from it and see it as just a dream? So let's take an example. Today you're logged in as Annie Arora, okay? So suppose every night you have this dream that you are Annie, and it's constant. And in this so-called waking state, you have the dream that you are Vikas. Then which one is constant and which one is not? And where are both of them appearing?
But when I wake up, the I don't create the world.
Yes, and when you enter the dream, does the dream body create the dream? Or is it your consciousness which is projecting the dream? Can the dream character say that this is my creation? Not as the character, but if it is speaking as the consciousness that you are, then you can say, I am creating my dream. It is inside me that it is happening. See? That's why I said it's not a creation in the way that we are seeming to be looking at it. It is I do these steps and then I create the world. It's not like that. It just appears in the light of my presence. Because there is no dream, there is no waking without there being a I am. The world is my world. Everything that is appearing is my experience. There is no world without there being the my first. Okay? And very often also I've said that this is not the core of the pointing. The core of the pointing is not whether this world is real or unreal, whether the dream is real or unreal. The core of the pointing is who are you? Who am I?
That's what I'm saying. If I am the consciousness, I should be able to do all this because consciousness has created everything.
Okay, so if you are consciousness, then for a minute let's keep the aspect of creation aside and tell me what you mean by consciousness. Is it just a concept for you that I am consciousness, or is it your direct seeing?
By consciousness, I could say myself I'm the space in which everything is happening.
What do you mean by space?
Like uh, like everything is appearing in front of me.
Everything is appearing in front of you.
Yes,
At what distance?
like the way you say objects are appearing, appearances are appearing, thoughts, emotions, any sensations, perceptions, conceptions.
Consciousness is not appearing in front of you.
What was that?
And consciousness, is it not appearing in front of you?
You mean as the background of these experiences, like with which I know these things?
Let me ask you in a more simple way. Can you stop being now?
Does that mean that can I stop living? Can I stop my life?
Can you stop existing at this point? Just can you turn it off right now? Don't project any future, nothing. Just now, the sense that I exist, I am. Can you
Would
stop?
that mean stopping the body processes? Like, can I be
The
dead?
trouble is you're trying to understand it. You have to be a little more innocent with that, just like a child. If I say, tell a child, can you give me that candy? It's just yes or no. It's not, oh, but what will you give me in return? what will happen, is this what you mean, is it this candy? Just intuitively, when I say, can you stop being, what happens?
Nothing comes to my mind. I'm thinking about it. What do you mean by that?
Don't have to think about it, you see, that's the trouble. You've gotten used to thinking about spiritual concepts. And I am trying to show you the direct experience which is prior to thinking. Okay, you are here now or no?
Yes.
This sense that I am, even prior to here or there, this sense that I exist, is it your constant experience?
What does that feel like? I don't know. The sense I am.
But I said, okay.
I know all the objects. I know my experiences, but I don't know what is the sense I am.
You are the witness to the world, isn't it? You
Yes.
are aware of the world. You are aware of the body,
Yeah.
and all thoughts and emotions and sensations. This I, which is aware of all of this, what does this one look like?
I have no idea. That's why I said it could be like space. Maybe it is like space, something like space.
If you conceptualize or if you
Yeah,
visualize, you're only leading to imagination.
true.
Okay? So what you have to do is just check who is aware of my thought, who is looking at the thoughts. Is it you or somebody else?
Well, I cannot define that. I mean, I don't know what I look like.
So shouldn't we find that out first? Before we even get to how the world is created, shouldn't we find out what I am and what I look like?
How do we do that?
Yes, like this, by looking. That is the point of satsang. And once this becomes clear, what I am, then all the insights about creation and destruction of the world will become very intuitively perceptible and not just mental concepts. So, very often I've said that if you come to satsang and I leave you with only a set of mental concepts, then I'm doing a terrible job. You see? So, let's first find out who I am. You say that this much is clear, or at least I'm not sure whether you say that yet, but confirm if you do, which is that I am aware of all of these appearances, be it the inner objects like thoughts, memories, imagination, emotion like anger, frustration, resistance, then body sensations, and it is the same one that is aware of the external objects, computer, glass, all of these
Yes.
things. So this one is who actually, and what does it look like?
I don't know.
Yes, this I don't know is very useful. This I don't know is very useful. So at least we can be clear that it is not something that I can find visually or phenomenally.
True. Because anything that can be perceived would not be me then.
Yes, because there is some witness to even that. You see? But the thing is, when we turn our attention back to this witness, we find that I can find no attributes for it. So can I really even say that there is a witness? You can't. You can only say that there seems to be this witnessing.
What's the difference in the two, being as a witness or witnessing?
Yes, yes. Because when we say witness, there is the sense that there is an entity to whom the witnessing belongs. So the witness is doing the process of witnessing. You see? But when we check, we find that there are no, for an entity, there must be some quality, there must be some attribute, there must be some separate existence. But we find that there is no such entity. There is no witness. There is only the witnessing. And when we check, we see that there is no distance, no difference between this I that I am, that remains constant through all what might be appearing and disappearing. No distance, no difference between this I and this awareness or this witnessing itself. See, can you separate yourself from this witnessing? Can you keep it at some distance from you? How far are you from the witnessing right now?
Does witnessing would mean the experience or the knowing?
The knowing, the, the knowing, the awareness which is prior to the sense of experiencing. That which knows of a phenomenal experience is who? Is it someone apart from you? You see, so phenomenally you're experiencing these words right now. Who knows that these words are being experienced? Is it not you? Is it somebody else?
Yeah, it's the same. So the same thing is letting me hear your words, and the same thing is also aware of those words.
Yes. Yes. And now this thing is where in relation to you?
So that is me only.
That is you. Okay. So would that mean that you are this awareness that is without any qualities and attributes? What do you see?
But isn't there a quality that is letting us experience all that? Isn't that a quality of it?
So this phenomenal experiencing is only to be had in the presence of being. You see? So in the light of being, then this sense of phenomenal experiencing is happening. But you are also aware when this experiencing is not present. You say, I was asleep and nothing was there. There was no experience, unless you call sleep itself to be an experience. So if you say that, then you can say whatever I'm aware of is an experience of awareness, which is fine. But we must not mix up the phenomenal experiencing that is happening through the senses in the presence of being and this pure knowing, which is aware of phenomenal experience and of the lack of phenomenal experience. See, that's why I ask you, are you aware now?
Well, that's also like the same question to me. I would ask you, what does that mean then?
Are you okay? Are you unaware now?
Well, I can tell you I'm aware of all the noises, the touch, the sensations,
Yes.
and like that,
Very
yes.
good. Very good. So you say I'm aware of all of this content, whatever the content might be. You see? So then, for a minute, let's keep the off aside. I'm aware of whatever. Let's keep that aside. And what does it mean when you say I am aware? What is the meaning of I am aware?
That's what I was asking you.
No, you said that I am aware of the computer. I am aware of this content.
That means
I'm saying
I can see them. I can see that they exist.
yes, yes, yes. So this seeing, how do you know of this seeing? How do you know that it exists here?
Because I'm looking at it.
Okay. So there is a seeing of the seeing.
What does that mean?
We are going well so far. Don't let your mind in now. So you say that I am aware of all of this different content, you see, and you could also say that in my sleep I am aware that there is no content. You see, there is just nothing. Okay, but don't confuse if that is confusing. So right now you are aware of the computer, you are aware of all of these different objects. You see, another way of saying it is to say that I am aware that I am perceiving phenomenally all of these objects which are appearing in front of me, isn't it?
Yes.
You are aware that this perceiving is happening.
Yes.
Now, we said, let's forget what is being perceived, the content of it, and stay with I am aware. Okay? And this aware, isn't it so natural for us? Did someone have to teach us to be aware? How do we learn how to be aware?
But in my daily experience, I'm always aware of something. I never found a gap where I'm not aware of anything.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let's stay with that. I am aware of something. I am just saying, let's look at this aware. When you say I am aware of something, can we not keep the off, whatever it might be, because that is changing, and just focus on this, that I am aware? What is the meaning of I am aware?
Like I know.
I know, exactly. I know. And isn't this the most primal thing? This knowing. Has it come and gone, this knowing, this awareness? Has it come and gone?
No.
It's constant, isn't it? Now,
Yeah.
this knowingness, this awareness, can you separate it from yourself? Can you keep it aside? Where is it in relation to you?
But who creates the sound?
Don't don't go to the content. So we said aware of whatever the off we keep aside for some time. Let's stay with this. And I know the mind can get really noisy because this is the crunch question, you see. We say very naturally, I am aware. I am saying, where is this awareness in relation to you?
No, I can accept that I am awareness, if that's what it means.
This one that is accepting that I am awareness is what? Is it reliant on the acceptance of it? Can you not be awareness and show me? Just become unaware for some time.
No, no, I completely agree with that. That I am aware, and I have no problems in accepting that. It's just that if I am the ultimate reality, then why I'm not able to create all those objects?
Yeah. Why
Even if
am
it's an illusion, even if it's an illusion and it's the light of the screen, why I cannot do that?
okay. So the only reason why I don't accept the word accept is because it's usually conceptual, that you can say, oh, I accept your concept, it makes sense to me. But what is undeniable is like saying that, oh, I accept that the sun comes up every day. No, it is that I am this. You see, that feeling I'm not getting. It's seeming more like, yeah, I see, yeah, yeah, it makes sense. I must be awareness. I accept it. Not like that. Yeah. So this awareness is what I am. And now, what question does this awareness have?
Well, any question that I will ask would be seen by awareness.
Yes. And is it interested in the answer of the question?
It's just experiencing the words flowing out, the sound of it.
Now, this awareness is what I am, which is just the witnessing. So then, how did it come about that I can be Vikas also? So are you awareness, or are you the body, or are you Vikas?
I only become a body when I believe my thought.
Yeah, but the witnessing, can it believe something? You say, I am awareness, this is clear. So this awareness, can it believe something?
But we do have the power to give the belief to the thoughts.
Yes, but is this your experience that the witnessing can believe something or not believe something? The thought is coming. How is the witnessing believing it or not believing it?
Isn't that the concept that the consciousness believes the thought and becomes the ego then?
Is this consciousness now? He said, I am awareness. Now, where is consciousness?
So the same knowing, when it believes the thought, it becomes the ego.
Hmm?
Doesn't it have the belief?
But does the knowing believe a thought? Right now, the witnessing is there, the knowing is there, awareness is there. Can it believe something?
It does seem to have a choice of believing when the thought arises.
Is it awareness which is believing? Okay, let me demystify it a little bit for you. Awareness by itself is unconcerned, untouched by the content of any appearance. Mhm. So the power of belief comes from where? It belongs to the dynamic aspect, the manifest aspect of knowing, which we call the beingness, the being, the Atma, you see, the consciousness. Mhm. And consciousness is not a constant experience for awareness. Consciousness is also coming and going. So when the presence I am is there, then we call that the waking state or the dream state, and the presence I am is not there, then we are aware that there is no phenomena, which later we report and say that that was the sleep state. So awareness is not coming and going, it is the one constant. And from the perspective of awareness, consciousness is being born within it, made up of it, and dissolving back into it. So this sense I am is coming from this pure seeing or pure awareness as the pure being. Now, with the birth of being, all of these forces come into place. The force of attention, the force of belief, and all the other forces that we've spoken about. Now, it is with the birth of this being, just like the appearance of the dream, all the play of objects and phenomena starts. One of the phenomena is the phenomena of this energy construct called thoughts. And the power of belief is applied only to this one particular energy construct. So, awareness remains untouched. It is the pure witness of all of this entire thing happening. It is the being or consciousness which is playing as the one that is believing the concept or not believing the concept. You see, so when it is believing the concept and all concepts are personal eventually, then it is pretending to play as a person. When it is not believing the concepts, then it remains unmixed, just the sense I am, till it dissolves back into awareness itself, that which we call the sleep state. So the same thing is happening. So when there's only awareness, then no phenomena, no experience, no presence I am, nothing can be reported. And yet we know there exists a state called sleep state. Therefore, there must be a knowing which is prior to phenomena. Then from within the knowingness itself is the birth of being. I am, I exist. And when this I am sense is there, then there's a body, there's a dream world, and it can seem like, oh, this is so real. Because the play of memory, the play of imagination, all of this play is present. See, so when we say that consciousness is the creator of the world, it is not like, oh, now it's deciding to create something. It is, we only say that because it is the presence of consciousness that the world appears. It could be this world, dream world, any realm that we have experienced. And these appearances keep changing. But as long as the state of being is there, the presence of being is there, actually being also remains untouched by whatever appearances. It can only seem to get attached to them using the power of belief. And through this entire play, what happened to awareness? Nothing. It remained unmoved. There is no difference for awareness between the waking state and the sleep state. It is witnessing nothing and it is witnessing something, but the witnessing is not touched by it.
So
So
even
even
though
though
consciousness is
consciousness is
born
born
from
from
awareness,
awareness,
it
it
has no
has
control on it.
Say again?
Even though consciousness is born from awareness, it has no control over it.
Even though consciousness is born from awareness, it has no control over it. See, control is a very phenomenal term. We're talking about the birth of God here. Really. God takes birth within awareness, and God is the light of this entire world. Now, control means what? Being able to manipulate something in time and space. But time and space are servants to this being. First, being is, then there is time and space. So, this idea of control is very phenomenal. You see, it's not that you. How can you assign an attribute to that which has no qualities and no attributes, like awareness? All you can say about it is that it is aware. And yet it's not like a dumb machine that is aware. It is the pure knowing from within which consciousness itself takes birth, you see. So just because we can not say anything about it phenomenally means like doesn't mean that it has nothing, it has no control, but not control in the worldly sense. Okay? So who can, when we come to the non-conceptual realm, then we can have conjecture about anything. We can say, okay, awareness. Sometimes for fun, I even say like that. Awareness is bored because it is all there was. So just to entertain itself, it created this sense of being within itself. Is it true? Of course not. But there is no other way to say these things in this worldly realm. So you can say that it wanted to experience itself or experience love and peace and joy. It wanted to know of itself in a phenomenal way. That's why it created the world. Or you can say that it was bored and this is for entertainment. Are any of them true? Of course not. You see? But we cannot, in terms of concepts, define that which is primal, that which is primordial, non-conceptual. You see? So to make it more peaceful for us, I usually say, okay, pick your favorite explanation and stay with that. So my favorite explanation is for entertainment. The birth of consciousness is because awareness was bored and it wanted to entertain itself. As this Leela, the word Leela also means the same thing.
So does it mean in the practical life we don't, we're mere witness to everything that's happening?
Can you say the first part again, my dear? Your mic is not working
In
so
this
well.
practical, in this practical life,
Hmm.
we are only witness to everything that's happening, and just God is playing all this Leela or whatever is happening.
But you must be able to tell me this from your experience now, because you are able to say that I am awareness. This is clear. You also see that consciousness comes and goes, and within consciousness, this entire play is going on. So now tell me who you are in this play in the practical life. How do you stop being awareness, and how do you become a character or a person? Is it possible for you to become something else other than the witness, the witnessing?
So who is asking these questions right now?
This is all part of the same play, you see. The same lila is going on. Now, while you contemplate that little bit, let me read one comment we got. Purvi is here. Purvi says, Father, what you talked about explained and helped me understanding Nisargadatta Maharaj mentioned that this I am is the advertisement of the absolute. You can see that. You can see it is the lila, it is the sense of presence, it is just like an advertisement of the absolute. Stephen says, the one who wants control is also a phenomena in awareness. And he says, thank you so much for this inquiry was needed right now, just in time. Very good. Yes, Dennis says, what I can find here is that there is no really, there is really no reason for awareness creating being. Yes, the reason and explanation exists only at the level of being, also as a play. Very good. Yes, this is exactly what I'm saying. We have to just assign a reason, because sometimes the mind doesn't let us be without saying, oh, you don't know this yet, or you don't have this answer. I say, pick your favorite reason. There is no reason. So the sense of reasoning, the sense of all these conceptualizing, the sense of mental understanding, all is a part of this play. It cannot explain that which is primordial. Nicholas says, how is it that awareness is not just a function of the brain? Which brain? Multiple bodies we experience. So is there one constant brain first, which is in limbo, and then around it it creates these multiple bodies, the dream body, multiple dream characters, all of them which seem to have the same bodies which can be hurt by pain and can experience pleasure. So in this waking state, it feels like, oh, this body is the real constant one, you see. And in that state, it seems like that body is the constant one, the brain. So we have to see which brain. Also that if it was just this brain which is encompassed in this, then how is it that we have so many times where we have these intuitive experiences? How does a mother know when the son is in some sort of trouble? What is the medium that connects? Even more simply, when somebody gets hurt in front of us, why is there pain experience here also? And we say, ouch. What is the connecting medium to all of this? And as you explore more and more, from our direct experience, we will be able to say that this being is here in different bodies, different realms, all of these different phenomenal experiences are there. But as long as the sense I am is present, then the phenomena can be anything. So it must be this consciousness, the sense of I amness, this must be the first appearance. The immaculate conception must truly be this consciousness. But let this be an insight that comes to you. All of these things that we talk about, let them be insights which come to you. You stay as in the inquiry of what you are. And as you come to the discovery that I am this awareness itself, I am this no thing, non phenomenal awareness, then all of this will become much lighter and clearer. Now we've been so used to just concentrating on the appearances which are constantly coming and going, and we've not really looked at who is aware of all of these. And is this awareness coming and going? Even when we say there is no thing, there is a knowing of this no thing. That's why you can say, I can say that there is no thing. So this awareness, this knowingness is not going anywhere. Good. Good.
Bhaiya, I want to ask another question.
Yes, yes.
This property of us being able to perceive sensations like taste, sight, all these things is a property of consciousness or awareness?
Yes. All that is phenomenally perceived is a property of consciousness. But awareness is aware that this perceiving is happening. So right now you can turn towards the computer, the perceiving is happening, you can turn towards the rest of the table or whatever there is in front of you. So the perceiving is happening, the functioning of the senses, the functioning of this sensory perception is happening, but there is a awareness which knows that this is happening, isn't it? That awareness is not moving, that awareness is not changing.
And all these objects are created by consciousness? Or
He's trying a subtle way to come back to his main point. Just like the dream is created within you, the same way that this world of objects is created within consciousness. It is the same actually. Unfortunately, it cannot be used for personal advantages.
so that means what has to happen will happen.
Yes, yes.
But that could be such a lazy outlook towards life.
Some can say lazy, some can say scary, some can say completely freeing. All the burden of doership is gone. That's okay. It is what it is. What you believe out of it is also what it is. Yeah, when I used to go to Ramesh, sorry, I'll come to you. When I used to go to Ramesh, then he would share about this all just being what it is and just appearing and God's will or whatever you call it. And for some, they would say, "Oh, this is so freeing. I just feel like a burden has been taken off me. It's so free." And some would say, "But this is so irresponsible. That means you can go about doing anything, killing people, and this is just so irresponsible. I'll just say God did it." Like that. And some can say, "I'll just be a vegetative, potato sitting on my bed whole day, sprouting." So all these reactions can come. But even that is what it is. Thankfully, I've never heard of someone who heard this and discovered this to be true, who then went around killing people. I went to Ramesh's Satsang. And he said, God is doing it.
Somebody who has done it can come to peace.
The sense of guilt can be. This is a good also. It's a good point.
Does consciousness depend on the thought to make a decision?
No. It pretends to play in that way, but it is not dependent on it. Because I refuse to believe that the one that is running this entire show, projecting this entire show, which consists of all of this gravity, light, sound, trillions of cells creating this body, all the functions happening, the beating of the heart, the flowing of the blood, the lungs functioning, all of that, then needs to rely on some thoughts. It's running this entire realm of stars and suns and gravity and light. And then it says, okay, now for this guy's bill, I better rely on his thoughts. It can play like that. Maybe it can pretend just when it's pretending to play the game of personhood. But it just makes no sense to me. But I'm okay. Even if you believe that it relies on some thoughts to run itself, As long as you're talking about God, it's fine. And you're not getting vikas into the picture. Because there is no vikas.
So I read this in the book somewhere that consciousness is a product of this the fluids. It's like the sweetness, like the
The
sweetness. I think somewhere Nisargadatta has said it's like the sweetness of the sugarcane. Consciousness is like that.
sweetness of
So this what do you call the bodily juices, the body, the essence is the consciousness. So what I'm trying to get at is if somebody who is a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, does the actions correlate accordingly?
correlate in what way? Will there be like sattvic movement
Yes,
in the
like
great
that.
movement through vegetarian? I don't necessarily see that. And also that Maharaj himself used to eat meat also. He was one of the greatest sages we ever had.
Well, only once a week.
Okay. Just imagine if he did not eat meat for that one day. So from Maharaj, he would be like super Maharaj. I don't feel like that.
But you have to remember at that time the meat was different, you know, it was not raised as a business, it was more like
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I've been vegetarian for almost 20 years now. So. I'm ready for the sattva to flow through me. Whatever the mind is selling to you, just forget about it. It is not just your direct seeing. I know it comes up with some stuff which says, okay, now is your chance. Now, see, so much is unraveling. Also, might as well get this cleared.
because this is a rare opportunity. You go out in the world, nobody wants to talk about it.
I have satsang every day, my dear.
I know you do, but you know, I had this iPhone and I cannot access this satsang at work. That's why I'm not able to attend every day.
It works out actually because from our own experience, I can tell you that I used to be broadcasting on a very bad computer, and then I used to try on the iPad also once, and then this sense came that I need to buy a computer for my programming or something. I wanted to learn at that time Python Django was it or Ruby on Rails, something I wanted to learn. So I bought this computer, but it's just been used for satsang in this way. It's never been used for programming. So grace just plays in this way also. Very good.
Do you think we lose a lot in terms of material if we try to concentrate on this thing? Success?
Mhm. It hasn't been my experience. It hasn't been my experience that you have to be in poverty or something.
Because you know, it seems like you have a choice. I mean, not you, but we have a choice. You want to dedicate your time, energy, and focus on researching who you are, or you rather go to the material world and get as much as you could.
Okay, let's speak even phenomenally for a minute as a person. Let's speak personally. Okay, so suppose there was a choice, and I would say, okay, I have the choice between coming to the discovery of who I am or not bother about who I am, but go with these goals of someone who I don't know who it is, but presume what the world is saying that money will give you happiness or relationship will give you happiness. So let's presume we play with it. But then let's be scientific about it. Let's find the richest people in the world and then see how is their life. When you see them, are they smiling more or are the people who come to satsang smiling more? You see, where is joy radiating from more? Who would I rather be? You see? So even speaking personally and phenomenally, for me, it's been clear for quite some time that I would rather stay in this satsang, I would rather stay in self-discovery than make the choice of completely focusing on these worldly pursuits. This is not to say that they are mutually exclusive, because my work still continues. I work also, I'm an investor also. So all that can still continue in the play. All those roles can be played. The mind comes and says, "Oh, but you are doing this, so you'll ignore that, and you'll become poor," or something like this. It doesn't have to be like that. But there's also, I must tell you that the sense is there that if this is God's will, that I be a beggar on the roads, then so be it. But you don't have to force that onto yourself. But one day it will come naturally. That this fear of what phenomena has to be experienced here will not be strong. Momentarily, some fear can come, but it will not be this constant worrying about what the future has. And this fear is very natural also for everyone, it arises. Even Guruji says that when he was coming to the self-discovery, then the mind was saying that you will be begging on those streets like Quasimodo with a hunchback. These fears were there. But the urge for self-discovery just becomes stronger and stronger and stronger till it comes to the point where you give up and say, do what you want. I just want to know who I am. So as long as the personal sense is there, then all of this drama can happen. And once we see that there was no person here, all of it was God's play, then we can just laugh at it. Because no sage is saying, there came a time one day where I truly surrendered to God and things like that. It sounds so egoistic actually. I surrendered to God. You see, as if God was just waiting over there for my surrender to come and then the world changed or something like that. No sage talks like that. The sage will say all of it was a play. It just happened on its own. There used to be this idea that there's a person there taking credit or guilt for whatever was happening. Now I see it as all grace, all the movement of consciousness. Don't think about it. Baswan says from Ruby on Rails to lightning path to self-realization. Thanks to all the technology, Apple, and this phenomenon. It's very beautiful. Stephen says, thank you, thank you, thank you. All questions from the last days answered without my doing. So great. There's some chat here. Dennis says, scientists spend their whole life and money trying to discover the reason of creation. With so much effort. And we're here discovering this so simply and easily. Not fair. In fact, more and more, the scientists, what they're discovering is aligning more and more to what our Vedas and ancient scriptures have said for many centuries. Actually.
Even if it's been discovered apparently by thousands of people earlier, one has to do it oneself.
Yes, exactly.
There's no meaning, even if it has that. It's not authentically thousands of times already.
Yes, and just by reading about it, or becoming like memorizing, there are many in India who memorize everything, all the scriptures. You go to them and they can say para 3, this, this phrase means this. They can have all that kind of memorization and conceptual understanding, but not. It could be that they don't have an instant of direct experience.
Would it mean that they got nothing?
Yes. It could also be that they got a lot of terrible things like pride. I know the entire Rig Veda or something.
Also, also, just like all other arrows shot in the dark, attempt to send this.
So ultimately, it's all part of the play. It's all fine. But speaking phenomenally, speaking personally, you can say this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, this is easier, this is simpler, this is getting you somewhere, this is not getting you somewhere. Ultimately, all of it is just the Leela. Yeah, you have one more. Come, mate.
But yeah, so the power of now, the Chole, he starts talking about consciousness, that we are consciousness, and from what he says we are able to control things. So that means that's all false then.
We are able to control things as consciousness, maybe you can say like that. But if it means that he personally, so if you stand in front of Eckhart Tolle and say, can you produce an elephant in the room? I doubt it very much.
No, I'm going to explain you what he means. He said that since we are so mind identified, if we start some disidentifications and we realize the true nature, then our thoughts would be different, our actions would be different, like that.
It could be for a different type of questioner, he could be saying like that. But what I want to point you to is that all these thoughts are appearing and disappearing in the same way all these actions are appearing and disappearing in this appearance. And this is your direct experience. Nothing that I'm saying you must pick up as the truth. You must look at it as just pointers and validate for yourself what is true or not. That will keep you in the right way. Not even anybody, any sage, whatever they might be saying, don't take it as the gospel truth. You check and validate that against your own direct experience. And if there's an opportunity to discuss that, then you come to satsang with them and say, this is what you say, but this is what I find. And that will clarify a lot of things. Nothing I'm saying you must take as a concept and believe it just like that. You must apply it, check for yourself, and then see if it resonates with your direct experience or not. I'm very happy actually if someone comes and says, this is what you say, but in my direct experience, this is what I find. So can we look together and clarify what is going on? And try not to confuse with too many different terminologies and philosophies, because everybody is using different definitions for the same word. You see, the word consciousness, for example, is used by so many different people in different ways. Some people are using the word awareness, which can then become very confusing. So stay with one dictionary and then you will stabilize in your direct seeing, then you can play with all the different concepts which exist.
Because what I learned from the book is that there is a sense of doership over there, that he is saying that we could change things in this life once we dissociate from the mental identification. But from what we are discussing over here, it seems like consciousness is like an old separate entity which is doing whatever it wants to do, and it's under no control of, I got no control on it.
I being who?
I mean, I as an awareness, because I only know of what consciousness is doing.
Yes.
So it seems to me I cannot do anything to change the action of it. But in the entire book, I'm sure you must have read it, I don't know. But in the entire book, he says that once you disidentify, you come to your true nature as consciousness, everything will change.
Okay, I have not. I have read it. In fact, I read it and I found it very beautiful many years ago, but I don't recall this part of it. Uh,
Nowhere, I think he has mentioned in the book that it's all happening on its own. We don't have to worry about anything. There is no doership involved. If anything, he makes us a doer. Yes, we do. We are in control of the words we are talking, the actions we are doing. It's just that we are so mind identified with this body and the form and the name that we get a narrow. Our mind is very narrow-minded, and so we're not able to explore as much.
it's okay. Here we are not so concerned about what the others are saying. We're staying with the direct pointings which are coming from here and our direct experience and whether that resonates or not. It puts me in a strange spot when you bring up another teacher. I don't want to seem to contradict them also. But if what you're saying is true, then I can't accept it also. So let's forget about it. The way to check is to check with your own direct experience. All the scriptures, no matter how ancient, holy, or revered they might be, do not beat your own direct experience of the truth. As long as you're not buying any mental concepts, you're staying with what you directly see, then I would go with that any day over any scripture. And this is not being said with a sense of arrogance, but there are times where you can even look at something which is so revered like the Ribu Gita and look at some paragraphs from there and say, yeah, he toned it down a little bit. Maybe the audience that day was not so, the ears were not so right or something like that. But don't jump into that yet. We'll come there. We'll get there. Maria says we don't create nothing as individual beings, just from another level on consciousness where there is no me.
Only one more glimpse of Anantaji, the Raga, and he was sitting on his back.
I know that itself must be so tiring.
Yeah. So.
Let me finish this part. Just joking. Sometimes I feel also that the context which is defined for these beautiful scriptures seems to be also made many times to create a lot of excitement. Like the Bhagavad Gita happened in the Mahabharata, the field of the Mahabharata. The two armies are about to fight, and then the whole this had happened at that time. How much was the speaking time of the Bhagavad Gita? I doubt very much that any general or thing would have allowed this. Okay, let's just wait while Krishna has. Okay, I should not be saying. Yeah, I didn't say anything at all.
I think we'll get from the time for everyone.
Exactly, he's right.
Hello?
Hello, my dear.
How do I sound?
Very good.
Good. I was wondering if we could talk about awareness being perhaps separate from the brain again.
Yes, yes.
I feel as if the question is the same thing as asking, is there something after death, in a way?
Yes.
And the more I meditate, there's like the less there is to see. It's almost even challenging finding the I am sometimes. Like, is it even there? But this one thing, this awareness, yeah, I struggle with it. How is it not just simply a function of the brain, even in deep sleep? It's present because clearly I can be woken up if someone says my name. But is it just not my brain hibernating for the most part while this one little bit is still there?
Yes, so that's why I actually find the dream state a very useful thing in satsang, because, okay, yes, you can be woken up, but are you sure it's Nicholas that will be woken up? It could be Mary. It could be Mary who's living in a house in England, who's there and she has a family and she recognizes them and she goes about her life. And she's a little girl, so she has a different body, and all those experiences which are to be experienced with that body can happen to her. So, this sense of constancy that I was this before I went to sleep and I will wake up as Nicholas again is not true. It only relies on memory, you see. But there are many, many different bodies that we have experienced. So if there was a tool in that Mary's life which could scan the body and then say, oh yes, there's the brain there which has so much neural function happening. You see? So is it Mary's brain which is creating Nicholas's life, or is it Nicholas's brain which is creating Mary's life? What is the purpose of the second brain over there? Because Mary's body will also have a brain.
Mary is someone I'm dreaming of? As?
Yes, yes, yes. You're dreaming of yourself as Mary, and you have a body which experiences the entire same realm of experiences.
But dreams sort of pale in comparison to real life.
Only when we are here. Only when we are here.
Right.
Only, it's just like if there was memory of this so-called real life over there, then you would say, oh, that was kind of pale compared to this.
And the other challenge with awareness is it's so localized to just me, and I have to assume that you have it as well. I mean, it's in this case, I've only experienced myself in my direct experience, but for all I know, I could cut you open and you're a little computer guy inside or something, you know, or something silly like that.
Yes. Yes. It is only about you. There is nobody else.
I just don't know what to do with that.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Do you still practice meditation for long periods?
No, my dear. Not really. Not like a practice. It's been many years since meditation happened here in that way.
Very good. I guess that's it for now.
This sense that I am aware, awareness is aware of itself. And I can find no space, no distance, no separation between myself and this awareness. Therefore, myself is awareness. If this resonates with your direct experience, then all the other insights, all the other knowledge, whatever is meant to come, will come in its own beautiful way. You don't have to struggle with it in any way. Just stay with what you are. And beautifully like this, contemplations are very good. Just know that when you are contemplating, the best contemplations are those which are unreliant on mental concepts, that rely only on the direct seeing of what you are. So we can have contemplations like what is attention, what is belief. So a contemplation, when we talk about it here, is not something that we sit and think about, okay, so what is attention? Let me think about it. So what thoughts are coming? We can see that there seems to be this force which seemingly is moving about, or at least the content which it is bringing to me is moving about, which seems to be a localized sense of awareness, a localized part of awareness. It seems to be like awareness is operating in this phenomenal realm as if it is attention. And yet I find myself as awareness to be unlimited. And the localized aspect, I find that attention is limited. Because if three people are asking me a question at the same time, it is getting lost, it's getting confused, it gets tired because it does not have an unlimited pool of attention. So from our direct experience, we can come to see the nature of all of these beautiful forces. We can come to see the nature of being and the nature of the appearance without relying on any conceptual beliefs. And in this beautiful inquiry, in this way of inquiry, all insights will become clearer and clearer. Just contemplate as a play now. As a play. Very playfully, very naturally. Like children would say, today I'm going to play on the monkey bars. Today I'm going to play with belief and see how belief functions. What can be given belief? You see, what is attractive to my belief, what is not. Then all of this satsang and self-inquiry becomes very light and fun. Maria wants to come, you can come.
Hi, Father.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, good. Be here and not be afraid in this moment, because I'm losing the interest in questions or in understand the reason of the things. I'm losing the interest in understand the reasons. I'm very tired to try to understand. Just I want to rest. And sometimes I really coming the sensation I'm disappearing. But so many fear comes. And now it's so good, now I'm not afraid. But sometimes it seems that I will disappear as I knew me until now. And there will not remain nothing, any reference, nothing. So how will I be with, how will I have any reference if I'm feeling disappearing? Also, this perception of the body that was very difficult for me to accept. Is get in this in certain moments I'm losing the identification with body, and I was thinking, oh, it will be a big relief, but big fear comes. And I'm just in this moment I'm not afraid. It's how you are my support. But sometimes I'm really terrified.
This, firstly, don't be fearful of fear. Don't be concerned about fear coming. And when fear comes, what is it? It's just energy which is experienced. And we know now that everything that is coming is going also. So let it be released. No fear is touching you. Nothing is ever happening to awareness. You see? So then we
Yeah.
become, we're open to anything coming. And this openness can come either through the discovery of what we are, that I cannot be harmed, I cannot be hurt, or from the sense of devotion to your master. You say, I'm at my master's feet, nothing will happen to me. You see, both will create this sense of openness. So either we see for ourselves that as being, I am infinite, and that which is infinite cannot be harmed, and actually I am the witnessing of even this being. I am awareness which is aware even of this, which cannot be heard. So either this is our direct experience which makes us open to everything coming, including fear, or we are devotional. Some of us are devotional like this. I don't understand anything what you say. Consciousness, awareness, inquiry, nothing. I just know that I love you and I'm at your feet and you're taking care of me. And then we become open. Okay, fear has to come, let fear come. Anger has to come, let anger come. Bliss has to come, let bliss come. Hmm? Then that also is openness. And it can be both also. We are inquiring and we are devotional. It doesn't have to be this or that. But either way, nothing can happen to you.
Because also sometimes inquiry is not possible at all. It seems mind is dissolving. I also good to be that I can be understand. I'm so grateful for this love.
Very good. Very
Okay,
good.
Father.
Very good.
So good to look at you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
I love you.
Thank you. Vikas says, how do we know consciousness is universal and not restricted and unique to each body mind? Because it will be your direct experience that the universe is appearing within being and not being within the universe. So stay with your contemplation, stay with your checking the boundaries of the being which is appearing here, and you find that it is the universe which is the body of the being, not the other way around. I can point you to what I see, but you must verify it for yourself and accept it only when you see this for yourself to be true. Till then, stay with your contemplation, stay with your direct seeing. There is no mental concept which I can tell you right now which will just show you that this is true. It must be your direct seeing.
Any situation, better to stay truthful or to stay silent?
There is no such template. There is no such template. Because firstly, there is no truth. What can we say truthfully?
Some moment is something actually believed to be true,
Yeah,
which
believed
later,
to be true.
but later it may not seem like that at all.
In phenomena, there is no truth. So, I would say phenomenally, from my experience, it's always been helpful to stay with the truth. But not, if you're talking about worldly situations like relationships and things, then usually there are 2 or 3 filters. Even the Shastras have said, is it the truth? Is it helpful? And is it hurtful or not? So once it passes all these filters, then it's best to speak. Because some I've seen also who are the custodians of the truth. They pretend to be, I'm the custodian of the truth. So they speak in the most blunt, rude, aggressive fashion, and they say, I can say because I'm speaking the truth. It's not enough. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it not hurting? Is it not hurtful? Because I would prefer kindness most of the time over some just feeling that I'm being truthful so I can say.
There it has been said that the same truth can be said in multiple ways,
Exactly.
a hurtful way and in a sweet way, and it's always good to use that.
But this hurts something. Like the way I see it, I'm like that what I give my true things and the ones that would hurt my life. Because what is it that gets hurt?
Yes.
Exactly.
Because you are in satsang like that.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah,
we're
but
talking
not
about
just to
these
someone like
worldly situations. And
yeah.
There is, in a worldly situation, if you are hurt, it's only
yes. Yes, I'm saying that now you are here, and I'm presuming that you're saying, how should I be with the world? That is the. That is.
But what I said now was in response to
Yes.
means that anyway, either in worldly or in satsang, it is only both which is hurt.
Namaste, Father.
You can translate something for me? I'll give you. Sometimes mind can have sometimes the mind can have a fear like, is my guru also going to leave me, or is the sangha going to leave me?
कई बार ऐसा होता है कि हमारे मन में भय होता है कि क्या जो गुरु हैं वो हमें छोड़ देंगे या जो ये संघ है हमारा ये हमें छोड़ देगा, हमारा जो गुरु के साथ साथ है वो छूट जाएगा और हमारा संघ के साथ साथ है वो छूट जाएगा। इसका भय होता है कई बार हमारे मन में।
And I want to tell you that from here, I don't feel like, even speaking phenomenally, I don't feel like I've ever left anyone.
और यहाँ से मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि मैं ये अनुभव करता हूँ कि अगर हम दुनिया के स्तर पर बात करते हैं तो भी मुझे ऐसा महसूस नहीं होता कि मैंने कभी भी किसी को छोड़ा है, किसी से मेरा जो संबंध है, जो कनेक्शन है, वो टूटा है.
In fact, all those who even left the Sangha, it has mostly been that they felt like something is enough and then want some space, and they could have left in this way.
So कई बार ऐसा हुआ है कि यहाँ संघ के जो लोग कोई ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने संघ को छोड़ा है, तो ये उनकी खुद की कुछ ऐसी समझ थी कि उनको कुछ स्पेस चाहिए, उनका कुछ ऐसा समझ है जिसके कारण उन्होंने छोड़ा है. लेकिन ये हमारे गुरु जी का ऐसा अनुभव नहीं रहा कि इनकी तरफ से ऐसा कुछ हुआ हो जिसके कारण ये.
So basically what I'm saying is that I'm always with you, even in the worldly way. I'm not here to leave you.
तो मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि इवन इन वर्ल्डली वेज, दुनिया के तरीकों से भी मैंने कभी भी तुम्हारा साथ नहीं छोड़ा. मैं हमेशा तुम्हारे साथ हूँ.
And as long as you are not completely clear that actually the Guru is your own presence, till then, as long as you're with me, I am with you as Ananta. And after that, your own presence, you will find that to be the real Guru.
जब तक के आपको इस चीज का अनुभव नहीं हो जाता, जो गुरु का जो सत्य है, जो तत्व है, गुरु तत्व, उसकी पहचान नहीं हो जाती, तब तक मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ. और जब तक ये दुनिया है, तब तक अनंता के स्वरूप में मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ. और जब इस दुनिया का विनाश हो जाएगा, तो भी मैं तुम्हारे साथ रहूंगा, तुम्हारे खुद के स्वरूप में, तुम्हारे खुद के सत्य स्वरूप में.
And really there is nothing to fear, everything will be just fine. And it is our Guruji's grace which is guiding all of this.
भय करने की कोई भी जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि कुछ ऐसा है ही नहीं जिसके लिए भय किया जाए. जो सद्गुरु हैं वो हमें हमेशा राह दिखा रहे हैं. उनका सद्गुरु का जो प्रकाश है वो हमेशा हमें मार्ग दिखाता रहता है, सत्य की ओर, सच्चाई की ओर. तो भय करने की कोई आवश्यकता ही नहीं है.
Beautiful. You know, sometimes the translation is better than the original. Many of you have been in the Sangha for a long time, and you will see that it is never that something from here said, I want some space from you, so I want to not be with you for some time. It's always come like that, from that side. So even phenomenally, even personally, I'm at your service. I'm at the service of all of those who are in service to the truth. If there's only ever any reason where I felt I need to make some distance or space has been when I sense some disrespect to my master or some disrespect to the Sadguru's words. Then it can feel like, but just otherwise I don't have this sense that these are my close ones or these are not close, this is my Sangha. All of you are my Sangha. You are my Sangha. So how can the Sangha leave you? You are the Sangha itself. And none of these things have ever mattered to me. Language, level of understanding, ability to speak in Advaita or not. None of that is important. I can sense the love in your heart, I can sense the devotion in your heart, and that is enough for me. So, not to carry any of these irrational fears. Yes. Pratna is also saying Azhar did a fab job. And Baswan says Azhar's Hindi is impeccable. Pratna says he sounded like a saint.
Thank you, Father.
Welcome.
Father, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा.
It's okay. That's why we have recorded. Basically, I'm saying I'm with you.
मैं वैसे ही नहीं कुछ समझ पा रही हूँ.
Okay, it's okay. Things are getting better.
कहीं पे भी मन नहीं टिकता, कहीं पे भी नहीं, कहीं भी चली जाऊँ वहां से भागने की करती हूँ, वहां पे रुक नहीं पाती. 5 मिनट 10 मिनट ठीक है, उसके बाद मैं कहती नहीं, यहाँ से मैं भाग जाऊँ, चली जाऊँ, यहाँ नहीं रुकना है मुझे. मम्मी पापा के पास जाती हूँ तब भी वहां से भी भागने की करती हूँ, यहाँ आती हूँ यहाँ से भी.
This also will settle down. That you have, where you are, I completely understand that. And I also appreciate what you're doing for your children. Leave the place. To some original worship, to some you can't hear me? When her mic is open. You can't hear me, so we have to mute you. They're saying that it's completely understandable because of the experiences that you've had where you are, that it doesn't feel settled. You want to run, you want to leave the place. Of course, anyone with those experiences would have the same feeling. But I also appreciate what you're doing for your children and staying till the end of the school year for them so they don't lose a year. See? Don't worry, the Sadguru is taking care of everything. And I know that the mind must be very reactive just now. Just listen to some kirtans, sing some bhajans. You'll find yourself more settled.
फादर मैं कोशिश करती हूँ, मुझे फोर्स मत करो. मेरे फादर मदर से मुझे फोर्स करते हैं कि पाठ करा कर पा. मैं कोशिश करती हूँ, मैं बैठती हूँ, जब भी मेरा मन करता है मैं गुटखा साइड को फाड़ दूँ. मेरे गुस्सा आ रहा होता है, मेरा दिल करता है मैं इसको ना अभी फाड़ दूँ. नहीं होता मुझसे, बड़ी कोशिश करती हूँ.
If it is like that, if it is effort in that way, then don't. You must not force yourself for anything. Whatever gives you some joy, some peace in your heart, anything, whatever, that is fine. That is fine for now. Don't forget who you are. Don't buy into any story that the mind is saying that I am this and I am that. Even this, what is happening to you now, you are seeing it, and nothing is happening to the seeing. Don't believe the mind, because you are that which cannot be hurt, cannot be harmed.
मुझे खुद को ही नहीं पता कि मुझे शांति कैसे मिलनी, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता। मेरा मन करता है मैं जोर जोर से चिल्लाऊं।
I don't know whether she can still hear me, but I know that this too shall pass. It's not easy. It's very strong, these appearances, especially when there are appearances of abuse and things like this. Then obviously some kind of strong reaction will come. The sense of being unsettled will come. So we are all with you, I am with you, and the entire Sangha is with you. And this too will pass. And one day you will come and you will laugh. You will smile. I know this. All of us are sending all our love, blessings, and peace to you. And very soon your situation will change and you will have a lot more peace in your life. You have a song?
प्रभु जी दया करो, प्रभु जी दया करो, मन में आन बसो, मन में आन बसो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो तुम बिना लागे सुना तुम बिना लागे सुना खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानूं मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानूं सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको अब तो आकर बाह धरो अब तो आकर बाह धरो हे प्रभु जी प्रभु जी प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आन बसो मन में आन बसो मन में आन बसो
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. Thank you all so very much for joining Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
गुरु श्री अनंता जी की जय।
Thank you all for your beautiful messages on YouTube chat as well.